The shadow skeletons are also slightly different. They won't reassemble after they drop down, they'll just disappear. And unlike the regular skeletons, you can actually step through them, except there's a danger of getting poisoned when you do so. That's not really gonna happen now because Drake's stats are too strong for that. Oh, there goes Farley. Poor guy. I'm pretty well defended against these skeletons, but my party members aren't really. Let's perk up old Farley a bit. Yes, for once I'm actually feeding him my potions. Guess I've grown soft in my old age. Alright, I once again want to go all the way north. Back to the area that I started out in. Nothing much of interest in these halls. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Another bunch of shadow skulls knocking at my door. Oh. But really, there's no fun in me standing here and slashing at them. Let's just keep running. This level can be quite a bit longer if you actually stop and fight all the enemies. Probably takes about twice as long. Really glad to have this shadow weapon now, though. Oh! The physical skeletons are of course already in the room when you step into it, but the shadow skeletons will rise up out of the floor. Slight difference. Alright. There's a big rectangular corridor here with a crossway, and you step towards it, a wall snaps shut. But you can pass through these illusionary walls in the sides and step into the center, which teleports you into a different area of the map, where we are greeted by a shadow skeleton who quickly lays down. Yep, we're in an enclosed area now.
I am he who traps without energy. None can escape my influence easily. I am at the center, yet I am everywhere. I am the giver of life, and I am the destroyer of all. My domain is my own, and none shall surpass me in my life.
The closer we get to the ending, the more the Stonekeep team seems to throw weird riddles and unexplained flavor text at you. I think in this case the sign refers to Khull-Khuum himself, since the sun is the giver of life, and could be the destroyer of all, and I guess in a way he traps without energy. Not that it helps me in any way. Alright, back to that crossway, because where the central teleportation square ends you up differs depending on from which angle you enter it. Let's see. Yep, another shadow skeleton. We ended up in a different area this time. Here's a strange glowing ball in the wall which doesn't actually seem to do anything at first, but it's similar to the statue that you find at the Temple of Froggy in that you can use your rune staffs on it to recharge them. So let's cast some spells on the party and recharge all our rune staffs. I'd be kind of impressed if you find this out on your own. There we go. And since you might be getting tired of walking sounds, why not toss on a silence rune? Quick look at the map here to orient myself again. And we once again head north, because we're pretty much done on the right half of the map. Now I want to head over to the left side, the physical side. Well, looks like my protection against these skulls isn't doing so well anymore. Anyway, I want to head over to the physical side of the map, so I can teleport into the mirror versions of those little rooms I just visited. It's not necessary in order to finish the level, I just want to show it off. Oh, and I haven't gone through this door yet. Let's see what's behind that. Here's another area that I already visited on the physical side of the map. Not yet on the shadow side. I went to this area's physical version very early on. At the end of this set of corridors, there's yet another dark mirror to teleport through. It's a twin of the one I stepped through the first time, which means we get another round of whispers. Well, pretty sinister. Apparently in the unpatched version of the game, stepping through those dark mirrors that would cause the whispering could trigger your printer to print out a message. I think that would have freaked me out pretty bad. Would have been a neat scare though.
What does this mean?
And where we found the quickness rune on the physical side, we find a different scroll on this side. Doesn't make that much sense. Yet another piece of empty flavor text, though going by the name of Morpheus Blackstaff, I assume this scroll was left here by one of the Dark Warlocks of Ys. Not sure what it means though, it seems to be some kind of curse. Oh well. Let's silently proceed through these halls. Hey, there's a dark mirror on the wall. Oh, and a shadow skeleton smacking me in the back. Let's take care of that first. There's something different about this mirror. Let's have a look at it. Hey, it's me! Ow! Yeah, it's a mirror reflecting a naked Drake, and he fires firebolts at me. Let's heal up and see if we can take care of this handsome devil. Smash! Well, one hit with the shadow sword is enough to break it, and we pick out a shard of the broken dark mirror. What use is it? Well, we'll find out just about at the end of this level. And the way to the left here would allow me to step across to the physical side of the map, but I want to hang around here for just a little while longer. When I was in this area on the physical side of the map, just before Wahuka joined my party, I came across a shadowy barrier that I couldn't pass through. Now that I have Marif's orb, I actually can. But I'm gonna proceed on just a little bit further. Still lots of areas not filled in on the map, but I don't have to visit everywhere. Another chest we hadn't found yet. Containing lots more healing potions. They definitely know what you need in this level. Let's see here. Door behind me has disappeared, but well, I've already been in this area before. Let's make a quick dash back to the northern part of the map. Probably should have dropped a teleportation rune somewhere to take me there a little bit quicker. But since these are all long corridors, it doesn't take that long to get back to where you started. Didn't really leave anything alive in here, did I? Oh, shouldn't have said that. More shadow skulls. Definitely not impervious to these guys just yet. Oh, what a barrage. Well, never mind. We're nearly completely at the north point of the map again. And I think it's time to step back into the physical side of the map. So let's find a way to get to the other side again. like the shadow mirror that's to the right here. You can hear Drake moaning in the background. Stepping through the dark mirrors causes you to be struck with some weakness. Even Marie's orb can protect you against this. Shadow weapon still kicks ass though. Alright, let's try and get into the center of this area so we can teleport into the mirror versions of the two rooms that we visited earlier. Obviously, just as the ones I visited first had shadow skeletons, these ones have physical skeletons.
Where the reflection does not reflect, bind the shadow by destroying the magic.
Alrighty. That is actually a legitimate clue to finishing this level. Let's make quick work of these tiny little skeletons. The unpleasantness of fighting two skeletons at the same time is that it's kind of hard to pick up the remains of one while you're still fighting the other. And yeah, this one already reassembles. They do seem to get a bit weaker if you've already struck them down once. But I'm just not going to bother with this one. Okay, let's get back into the center. But this time approach it from a different angle. So we can visit the last little hidden room. Oh, these are definitely some tougher skeletons, or I'm in sore need of replacing my protection spells. Probably the latter. Here's an oddly racist surprise. It's an orb that, when rubbed, only heals Drake and any dwarves in his party, in this case Farley. Sorry to Enigma and Wahuka, but guess you guys just aren't good enough. Well, I have most of what I want filled out in the map now. I think it's time I head back to that dark barrier and step through it. That does necessitate going back north once more. Passing through this room with all the skulls. Never mind them, guys. Just don't give them any attention. Okay. There's that little skeleton I left alive. Oh, there was one more skull hanging around here. Okay, that's where I want to go. That's where the dark barrier is on the map. Which means I have to go through this door again. Where I first showed off how I fought skeletons. And at the end of this, we step through the dark mirror yet again. Which means we get one more round of ghost whispers, but that's the last one. Well, that was a lot more upsetting than the last ones. Apparently Drake just met the spirit of his dad or something. Let's shake it off and proceed along these everlasting corridors. Let's use the illusionary wall this time to bypass a bit. And pass through this barrier. This, unfortunately, also puts us in the path of the boss of this level.
Trespassers, trespassers, prepare to meet your doom. I am the scourge of life, the scourge of light, and the scourge of hope. I am Scourge.
Yay.
Hello, Scourge. A trio of rotating skulls, which each have different effects against you.
You shall pay for that. It has been a long time since anyone has caused Scourge such pain.
Unfortunately, the shadow weapon makes rather quick work of him. and as a result I don't really get to show off this fight as well.
Darkness. It is so dark. So dark. Khull-khuum, my lord, beware. Darkness is falling.
Ferris blood. That was tough.
Bah, you know not your own skill. And I was here. There was no chance of failure.
Wahuka, you were a coward in combat. Anybody could see that.
And any fool could say such rubbish. Bah, let us move on. I do not think we have time to argue over the lack of dwarvish intelligence. There is treasure to be found.
Well, that was pathetic. Normally, you wouldn't be fighting Scourge with the shadow weapon and it would be a lot tougher. One of the skulls steals hit points, one of them steals mana points from your rune staffs, and one inflicts weakness. Anyway, forget about that for now. Pressing that switch opened the door to a dark mirror, and this one actually teleports you to a different level. But since in playtests it turned out to sometimes be a one-way trip, I'm just gonna drop a translocate circle down here, so I can bring myself back just in case it happens again. There we go. Let's have a look. And we are back in the Gate of the Ancients. The pits, to be exact. Yeah, and normally this sign is supposed to have been replaced by a dark mirror, but for some reason, because of some glitch, it doesn't always happen. Which can be quite annoying if you have to walk all the way back to the gate again. Luckily I have a mana circle here to recharge me, and of course the teleportation rune. Interestingly enough, the sign that would have gotten replaced by the dark mirror is the one that warns you about Scourge. Let's see if there's anything else hidden in these walls. There's a switch here somewhere. There we have it. Opens the wall behind me. And there's a trap in the corridor here which sets off a gas cloud. But it doesn't harm you unless you actually stand still in it like an idiot. There's some chests at the end here, which contain a few more life potions and some stat raising potions. That sure is nice, since Drake's stats haven't really raised up on their own much lately. Obviously, if I find this hall of items over here, I'm gonna find the exact same set on the other side of the map. Interesting. On this side of the map there's a little niche. We'll check that out later. First let's open the exact same passages that we found on the opposite number. Pressing the switch here opens another way to a dark mirror. Obviously I'm going to place another teleportation rune and see where this leads me. The Temple of Froggy, that's quite a few levels back. Luckily, at least this time, the dark mirror properly forms on the wall. Not much of interest to find in here. A couple of roots on the ground. And a switch which lets you into the rest of the level. Nice. Well, if you wanted to make a trip back to some previous levels, this might have saved you some backtracking. And just like on the other side, there's a switch in the wall here, which leads me to another predictable gas trap and some chests, which contain pretty much the exact same thing, which means more stat raising potions. Something weird with the sound in this level, which sometimes causes this odd crunching noise to be heard. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be part of the soundtrack. It's kind of unnerving though. Anyway, before we go in and inspect that little niche, let's consume those stat raising potions. First they build up Drake's agility, and then they start building up his health. Nice! Now Drake's health maxes out at 200 points. Which is gonna come in useful since I'm nearly at the end of the game. Alright, let's see.
There's something about this area. I do not know what, but it feels cold, even to the bottom of my soul.
Bah, you fool. Can't you see with more than just your eyes?
I don't know.
Hurry, hurry! Must I do everything for you?
I'm not sure what is happening here.
Bah, remember the sign, the prophecy on the wall. Destroy the magic, it said. Well, do so.
There are several ways to do this, but the easiest way is to use the shard of the dark mirror that I broke, like this.
When I look through this, I can see something. It's a doorway.
If you're in a hurry, you can also use a spoil spell rune or just a plain wind rune in order to make this door appear. Well, that's the end of the Palace of Shadows. Let's head upstairs and shake hands with Khull-Khuum.